President Rafi Tringale, Vice President Caitlin Gagnon, Secretary Ricky Montes de Oca, and Treasurer Andrew Hogan have provided support and leadership to make for a successful senior year. The class officers are now going to take us through a highlight reel of your 4 years at Danvers High School. Each speech summarizes a year, and the class officers also came up with a very interesting idea on their own, that it also integrates a piece of our mission statement with each year. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our class officers.
Although it may seem like forever ago, it hasn't been that long since we were all clueless freshmen. We walked through the doors of DHS on our first day of school, 1,372 days ago, and struggled with little things that are thoughtless to us now, like finding your locker at your next class. We were a basketball powerhouse, going 27-0 for a state title. What happened? But for real, shout out the ball squad. I love you guys like family. Everything in high school was more fast-paced than everything we were used to from middle school, and things seemed hectic. But no matter how chaotic it may have seemed, there was one constant that I think embodies what our class is all about, and that is our school's mission statement. Danvers High School is a community of independent learners dedicated to respect, responsibility, creativity, and the pursuit of academic excellence. Over our 4 years at DHS, we as a class have become the living representation of our mission statement. As freshmen, we all learned what it really meant to respect our faculty and fellow peers. We collectively, as a class, supported one another in all facets of each other's lives, whether it be going to a peer's game or play, wishing them luck before a big test, or helping someone in their personal lives. This respect that we have developed from our freshman year has brought us, as a class, together, and it will be an invaluable trait as we all move on and create futures for ourselves. Congratulations to everybody sitting here today, and good luck, even though I know none of us will need it.
Continuing on into our sophomore year, a year without Chromebooks or a stadium. This is the time where we started to put the pieces of the puzzle together and focus on the future. Our transition into sophomore year, it can be easily noted that we all acquired an abundance more of responsibility. My U.S. history teacher, Mr. Hopkins, once famously stated that a sophomore is a wise fool. At the time, I really didn't know what Mr. Hopkins meant, but looking back on sophomore year, I now understand what he was trying to hint at, about how while we all act like seasoned veterans of high school, there are still several things that we are very clueless about. With a year of high school under our belts, no longer was navigating through the halls an intimidating task. Instead, we were the ones now directing the freshmen to their classes. Likewise, as sophomores, life begins to get a little more complex as we take our first steps into adulthood. Besides the ongoing pressure from our family and friends to decide on a career path or what major to take in college, people tend to forget how busy we all truly are during this academic year, which included increasingly more difficult classes, taking the PSAT, working part-time jobs, and even learning how to drive. It's easy to get lost in the growing list of responsibilities. Not to mention, we also became much more involved in the DHS community through sports, theater, DECA, band, and many other clubs. Most importantly, throughout sophomore year, we all grew closer collectively as a class and were able to cherish our final, exciting year as underclassmen. It's an honor to be graduating with all of you accomplished individuals as a member of the class of 2018. Thank you.
Of course, the third chapter of the Danvers High School quadrilogy is junior year. Junior year was the time to chase down those teachers who so graciously agreed to write your college draft recommendation letters, and contemplate face planting into a vat of quicksand to avoid the stress of college applications. Or perhaps you spent some time sauntering around the school in pajama pants with partially completed classwork in your bag and an entirely full Dunk's iced coffee in your hand. As juniors, underclassmen began to perceive us as leaders. People finally began to listen to us when we said, "Don't touch the site," or, "Hey, shut your faces, we're doing warm-ups now." It was thrilling. Coinciding with leadership is creativity. Creativity is essential when trying to motivate a group to complete a common goal, to resolve a dispute, or to discover new ways of finding success. In some ways, I feel as though creativity is an overlooked virtue. Once outside of elementary school, the emphasis on creativity declines and our interactions with crayons and colored pencils are limited. Imagination now takes a back seat to practicality, and we allow despondency to take the place of vibrancy within our day-to-day lives. My junior year began colorless. As my third year in the same school began to wear down on the cheerful liveliness I once exerted my freshman and sophomore year, everything started to appear gray around me. That was when I decided to enroll in Miss Johnson's studio art class as a full-year course. For 55 minutes a day, I was able to draw, paint, or sketch whatever enigma found its way into my brain and onto my paper. I am so grateful for that. Once I began to employ my creative energy on a daily basis, I found myself enjoying junior year. Color was restored, and I challenged myself to use my imagination at least once a day. The word imagination has such a juvenile connotation to it, but why? Why do we forget to let our minds take a detour from the mundane? Why do we rely on a slippery little block with a touchscreen to entertain us when we have the ability to create? As human beings, people, Homo sapiens sapiens, we're granted the extraordinary power of cognitive thought. Yet, I feel we're forgetting to utilize this gift. And it's not very often I get to address such a large mass of people with minimal limitations on what I get to say, so I suppose I'll just project my personal values onto you all here today. This seems to be what most people are doing these days anyway, so here goes. Don't neglect your imagination. Don't perceive it as childish to head into the world and continue to find new ways of looking at it. Take a moment to look up at bare tree branches and consider how much they resemble nerve endings. Stop to stare at a car and notice the facial expression formed by the hood, headlights, and bumper. Doodle. Contemplate. Innovate. Don't stop creating or imagining things simply because you aren't a child anymore. The world needs something new. Be something new. Junior year taught me that creativity is everything. Creativity is a catalyst for leadership, progression, and of course, imagination. Thank you.
We've made it to senior year, a year where we all were anxious to graduate from the very first day it began. But now that the day has finally come, it seems incredibly surreal to be standing here next to all of you today. Although we all spent countless hours on college applications and scholarships, our hard work has finally paid off, and we are now able to come together to celebrate the end of our journey. As I look back on our senior year, all of our class's accomplishments and our determination to succeed have reflected how our class portrays the true pursuit of academic excellence. This is something we hear along with many other announcements every morning, and it can be easy to pay no attention to at times. However, we can't ignore how much effort our class has put in to get to where we are today. Regardless of the many other activities or commitments that we have all had outside of school this year, there was such strong determination in our class to succeed academically. Not only can we commemorate ourselves for our grades or for passing a hard class, we as a class took what we learned every day and used it to benefit the lives of those around us and ourselves. Learning at Danvers High School and taking advantage of all that was provided to us has made us learn and grow throughout these past 4 years together. We are a motivated class that wants to make a change, and our uniqueness has allowed for us to create some of the best memories and accomplishments together. From this past senior year alone, as the class president, I can say that my classmates are some of the most intelligent, kind, and resilient people who will all leave their own independent mark on Danvers High School. I know that as most of us separate and embark onto our next endeavors, the class of 2018 is going to accomplish great things, and the determination that we have consistently shown at Danvers High School will not fade. Thank you all for the most memorable 4 years, and most importantly, an unforgettable senior year.
It is with great pleasure that I now introduce the scholars who are delivering the speeches this afternoon. Andrew Thomas Hogan is a true gentleman and a scholar. A member of both the National and World Language National Honor Societies, he's also a DECA and Science Team member. Andrew will be attending the Wentworth Institution of Technology. Andrew's speech is titled Growing Pains. I now welcome our class essayist, Andrew Hogan, to the podium.
Good afternoon, Superintendent, School Committee, Administration and faculty members, and of course, the class of 2018. My time in high school has been defined by growth. Growth, not just in the sense of academic achievement, but also in developing a willingness to try new things. High school was a time in which all of us were tasked with developing and growing our own individual personalities and interests. Even if you don't believe it now, the memories we have all created in high school and the people we have deep connections with will remain a part of us for the rest of our lives. The more I think about it, a speech like this is not about my achievement to get to this point, but more about the people around me helping me grow each and every day. My parents and brother have always provided me with an incredible amount of support, and I can't thank them enough for constantly giving me guidance and always being on my side. I wouldn't be standing here today without them. Thank you to my best friends, Brett and JJ, for building up my confidence and always being there when I needed you the most. And also for listening to how many times I completely changed this speech. Thank you, Ms. Sims, for pushing me to join DECA, which I believe has been the best decision of my life. My substantial growth in high school never would have been possible without you. In my short time in our school's DECA chapter this year, I had the opportunity to spend 2 nights in Boston and 5 nights in Atlanta, something I never imagined doing when I entered high school. The confidence and positivity that Ms. Sims instilled in me and the way in which I was able to gain more confidence and grow as a person brings me to the message I want to leave with all of you today. No matter what your plans are for next year, we are all faced with a new journey full of new challenges and opportunities for further growth and self-discovery. For all of us, we will be tasked with stepping out of our comfort zones, whether we like it or not. This adjustment may not be easy, and some things probably won't feel comfortable at first. As John Lennon once said, there are 2 basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first in all our glory and our imperfections. I urge everyone to make an effort to talk to new people and not be afraid to put yourself out there and find something that you love, because you never know where it might lead. It can be as simple as joining a club in college or networking with the people around you at a job site. Every interaction in life holds meaning, and the confidence we show in these interactions make a huge difference to the way we experience life in general. It is normal to feel uncomfortable and afraid to deal with change and growth, but don't miss out on an opportunity because of anxiety or self-doubt. Each and every one of you has something unique to offer to the world, and although that sounds like a cliche, it is true, and is something that you should always remember whenever you are doubtful of your ideas. Like me, you don't have to be the loudest or most talkative person to become more involved and venture out. You just have to be comfortable in your own skin and proud of the person that you are, regardless of what other people think. Confidence and courage doesn't develop overnight. It may not be a drastic change, but enough to make you feel proud overall. Just as we all created incredible memories and had amazing experiences throughout high school, it is important to continue to do this, regardless of where life takes you next year. I'll never forget the times we have had in high school together, even if we didn't talk very much. Every conversation, whether long or short, has made a tremendous impact on who I am, and I truly believe that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to speak today without the overwhelming support of all of you, my classmates, my friends. I hope you get the chance to experience something new next year and travel out of your comfort zone in a way that makes you grow as a person and feel excited. If you are ever in doubt, you can always think of my story. Think of the kid who barely talked freshman year, who changed into a person that just gave a speech in front of 10 times the people he has ever talked in front of before. I wish you all the very best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you and happy graduation, class of 2018.
Nora Chan has made the most out of every opportunity at Danvers High School. As a youth ministry volunteer, Nora worked this past summer at an orphanage in Haiti. In addition, she served as class president for 2 years, played in the pit orchestra for school theater productions, competed nationally in the business group DECA, and was captain of the varsity swim team. She will be attending Boston University next year. Beyond the accolades and accomplishments, Nora is a genuinely nice, caring person who exemplifies everything that DHS stands for. Nora's speech is entitled, Unobstructed. I am pleased to introduce your class salutatorian, Nora Chan.
I'd like to start by giving glory and praise to God because He has blessed me with so much throughout my life thus far. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for loving me unconditionally and guiding me through everything. Nana, for the countless rides and for helping with graduation cap emergencies. I owe you. Now to you all. I wish there was a better word than congratulations, because it doesn't convey how proud and excited I am for you. There isn't a doubt in my mind that Grady is going to either make Wilson, the baseball brand, 10 times more successful than they are now, or create his own baseball brand that puts him out of business. In a couple years, you'll have to call Allie Dr. Burr because she's going to be a renowned alto sax professor who will also be managing to teach a middle school band while being on tour. Kate, I'll be in the theater when you make your debut on Broadway. And if there was a superlative, or as her superlative the most, it would be hands down go to the sky, because I know she's going to change the world. I could list all of the future engineers, nurses, therapists, and teachers who I know have greatness ahead of them, but we'd be here all day. You all have the capacity to do astounding things, but I want you to stop thinking about your futures for a second. Instead, take in this moment. Because today, I want to talk about fully experiencing today. My goal this year was to do high school all the way, to embrace the craziness of swim season and give it my all, to make memories with friends, even to let my dad convince Grady and I that trekking through the rail trail knee-deep in snow in the dark would be fun. I just wanted to be a kid. But everywhere I turned, people were asking me what I wanted to major in, where I was hoping to go for college, and what job I dreamt of having. While these questions aren't inherently bad, they stole my attention away from the moments that I wanted to be present in. I found myself focusing on college instead of high school, counting down the days until today, since I wanted to see for myself what the future was going to be like. But I have always believed that looking forward causes us to view our current experiences as less important and feel dissatisfied. So if we instead looked around us, seeing each moment as unrepeatable, valuable, and worth our full attention, I think we will all live more fulfilling lives. And I want that for all of you as we begin our adult lives. It's tough to do this though, so I want to share a couple ways I think we can start. The first way is through living with wide eyes. I went through a phase in elementary school where I wanted to be Cam Jansen, a girl in a kid's book series who could take pictures with her eyes when she blinked. Little third grade me obviously thought this was a real life skill, so I would try to blink my eyes furiously when I wanted to remember something I was looking at. When at first it didn't work, I tried opening my eyes a little wider, staring more intensely, and just plain blinking harder. None of it worked. But looking back, I think that living like Cam would actually help us to live more vividly. I'm convinced that living through wide eyes reminds us to see things like we're looking at them for the first time, helping us to realize the uniqueness of each moment.
and focusing intensely and intentionally burns these moments into our memories. Instead of relying on our own eyes, some people try to take experiences in through cameras. But what I found is that a camera can't store memories like we can. On a trip to Trinidad freshman year, I had taken a ton of pictures because I was afraid of forgetting the kids I had met. But focusing on capturing each moment took my attention away from the interactions with the kids. So when I went to Haiti this year, I left the camera home and only took a couple pictures on the last day. It was through talking face to face with the kids that I got to know them and their dreams, build deep relationships with them, and feel God working in Haiti. Instead of capturing these moments, I think a camera would have gotten in the way. So again, the first way I think we can fully experience today is through fully investing all of our senses in moments we find ourselves in, and living with wide eyes, not allowing devices or anything else to obstruct our view. The second way I'm saying we can experience full life is through shedding barriers that inhibit us. I remember reading another book in which this girl refused to wear a jacket in the winter because the coldness against her skin reminded her how alive she was. The jacket just got in the way. Your barriers may be a busy schedule cluttering your mind, worries about what others think stopping you from doing something, or people's negativity obstructing your own positivity. Don't let stress take up brain space or self-consciousness cause you to not try something you're interested in. If other people's negativity is tainting your experience of orientation or freshman seminar, surround yourself with new people. Class of 2018, I want each of you to feel completely alive today and in each day you experience after today. So look up from your camera and use your eyes as your lens. Take the jacket off and open your eyes. Live unobstructed. Congratulations.
Sophisticated sense of humor and sarcasm. He has been the recipient of countless academic achievements, volunteerism, artistic talents, and athletic achievements. He's been acknowledged as a recipient of the AP Scholar of Distinction Award, the President's Award for Overall Academic Achievement, the Harvard Book Award, as a member of DECA competing at both the district and state levels, the National Honor Society, the World Language National Honor Society, the English National Honor Society, the Math Team, Mock Trial, and Danvers High School Academy Theater and Cross Country Team. As founder and president of the Social Political Awareness Club, John has a passion for the study of statistics and politics, something I learned on a very long car ride to Harvard with him. And it was long because of the traffic. With the desire to pursue a career as a political statistician working as a political and electoral analyst, John will enroll at Colby College in the fall. John's speech is titled Success Triumphs. It's my pleasure to introduce your class valedictorian, John Skarmeas.
I would like to start by acknowledging my friends and family, my parents, my sister, my grandparents, uncles, cousins, and my aunts, Auntie Kathy, Auntie Diane, and Auntie Carla. In high school, Jake Paul was hated by his teachers and classmates. They told him he was going nowhere in life. He dropped out of high school and moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in entertainment. Nobody thought a high school dropout would make it, but his career as an entertainer grew and he developed the social media group Team 10. Over time, people who were once part of this team left and tried to create rumors and drama surrounding him. Nevertheless, he continued to work hard every day and has become one of the most successful YouTubers and entertainers out there today. Last year, he made over $50 million, and he continues to gain tens of thousands of followers per day. Throughout Taylor Swift's entire career, she has been criticized by the media for having too many boyfriends. Other celebrities try to bring her down by criticizing her music, saying she can't sing, and saying she's a drama queen. What did she do? Instead of giving in to the critics and giving up, she harnessed the pain that the media and her relationships brought her and wrote 6 albums, 5 of which sold over 1 million copies within their first week, and 2 of which won the biggest award at the Grammys, Album of the Year. She won 8 other Grammys and now has a net worth of about $400 million. Before J.K. Rowling wrote the Harry Potter series, she was fired from her job, got divorced, and ended up a single struggling mother to her child. She decided to focus her energy on writing. When she finished the first book in her series, she sent it to a publisher and she was rejected. Then she sent it to 11 other publishers and she was rejected by all of them too. Finally, though, she found Bloomsbury and they published a book for her, which became one of the most successful books in history. She then wrote 6 other books, and today, with over 500 million total copies sold, it is the best-selling book series in history. She's now worth about $1 billion. What do these 3 people have in common? They all persevered despite the hate, criticism, and disapproval of others. They didn't let it bring them down. Instead, they worked harder, and now they are 3 of the most successful people within their respective industries. Many people, as they receive hate and criticism, break down under the pressure. They feel that there is no point in continuing with their careers, but there always is. There was a moment over the past couple years where Taylor Swift was facing so much hate as celebrities called her a snake, as did all of their fans. For a while, she was barely ever spotted in public. She kept quiet and hardly released any music or posted on any forms of social media. Many people thought her career was over, but in reality, she was working harder than ever before and wrote 15 new songs, which eventually became her latest album, Reputation, which was the best-selling album of 2017 within 4 days of its release in November. As we move forward into whatever careers we want to pursue, there are going to be moments where you feel like you should give up. Maybe your coworker will be jealous of your talent and in turn try to hurt you. Maybe you will be a celebrity and millions of people will hate on you every day. You can't let hate or jealousy stop you. Instead, use it as motivation. Prove these people wrong, work harder than you ever thought you could, and as a result, you will be the successful one, and those people that wanted you to fail will wish they were nice to you. They will wish they supported you, and in the end, you will know that success was the best way to get revenge. Congratulations, class of 2018.